Hey guys, what's up? I know it's been fucking a hell long time, but good news. We're on summer vacation. Yeah. So I should have more time to upload. So hope I'm not fucking slacking. Sorry I've been taking so long to fucking upload anything. And figured I'd say this. Thanks for 355 subs. Cause that's where we're at right now. Also, yeah. No idea what I'm gonna say next, but when you wing it, you wing it. Anyway, so Memorial Day weekend's coming up. Yeah. No, as you can see, this is Sub-Zero deku. It's off the top of my head, and it's easier than Nagisa. So, let's get straight into it. I ain't got much to talk about, really. Last time we were here, Deku pretty much arrived at the desolate planet where they were hunting a bounty. Now, I'll figure something out for the bounty later. But for now, let's say it's a sentient race. And basically, it specializes in speed. So, let's get into it. Deku hops off his ship and leaves behind his betrothed Yajin on the ship to pilot on the Earth until he gets back or finishes his hunt. Now she dropped him off at the last known location of the target, and he's dropped in a desert, flat out desert. Now, as he's dropped and the spaceship goes up, he lets out a full blown ice everywhere, covering the ground, even lowering the air temperature 10 degrees. Now, he does this everywhere he walks. Yes, it eventually melts, but it cools down the air temperature, and it pretty much zaps out any chance of reptiles or poisonous creatures on getting anywhere close to him. He also has I believe it was a 5 mile ice like zone around him, tracking movements. And what he's seen so far is that there is no living creature on this planet, other than a few scorpion-like things and some reptiles. But as he's walking, he feels a tremor. As this happens, a giant worm snake thing pops out of the ground. And before Deku can react, he's blown backwards. But he creates an ice wall behind him to break the impact of it. As this happens, the worm goes back underground, and Deku prepares for its next attack. He takes another step, and there's a tremor, before bursting out from under him. This time, though, as he hears the tremor, Deku freezes the ground solid in incredibly hard ice. So, when the worm thing pops up, it hits its head against the ice, and it's drowsy, drowsy trying to recover from the impact. But before it can, Deku freezes, let's say, 15 meters down in a 10-yard radius, 10-yard area. So it freezes the worm solid, killing it pretty nearly instantly. Now Deku knows that this planet isn't desolate. It has very dangerous predators. But he continues forward. He walks along the desert, constantly freezing ice, this time checking below the ground for any more of them. But for a good 3 hours, he doesn't spot any living creatures other than the reptilians and the scorpions. So based off the knowledge he's allowed, he pulls out a notebook and he jots some stuff down. Sandworms. Desolate animals hunt territorially. Currently known apex predator. And he does a small drawing of what he saw when it burst out of the ground. Now, Deku can cover a lot of area in 3 hours. By a lot of area, I mean using his ability to slide on ice and pretty much make a chair and push himself forward. He's made it about 156 miles. Now, he hasn't come in contact with his target yet. But he does know he was debriefed before he landed. Basically, the target is a high-profile assassin that is highly dangerous due to its weaponry. Its weaponry is a pulse rifle, which has a very high range and accuracy rate. He's known as a one-shot killer. And this is fairly well known across the entirety of his home galaxy. So, yeah. Basically, Deku is now getting out of the desert into what seems to be a oak wood area, but it's extremely large. The trees, maybe 5 times bigger than normal oak trees, similar to redwood, and yeah, pretty much. Alright, yeah. Now that he's in the forest, he takes off his mask. Now, let's say he checks the planet's oxygen and sees if it's stable. As he's checking oxygen, he finds it to be semi-stable for moments, not something you should breathe in for long periods. So he takes off his mask and lets his scars breathe, which are now fully healed due to his mask's medical capabilities. And if you're wondering, you didn't see the last part, no, his mask is not a full face mask. It is a mask. It's a mouth mask. It doesn't cover his full face. Yeah. It's similar to Sub-Zero's in the picture. He also has the hood up as well. So basically, sorry, it took me a second. So yeah, basically, he takes it off and lets his mouth breathe a bit. Because basically he can't properly consume liquids anymore. So he has to let his mask. Basically, he puts a straw up to his mask, or he pours it into a pouch on his mask, and the water slowly expands. And over time, it seeps moisture in his mouth that way he doesn't need to drink. And eating works similarly. The water is nutrients included, so he doesn't eat. And Yaojin haven't necessarily tried to heal him or his mask or his face wounds, but currently, because he hasn't had any time to go to a medical facility, but currently they do not possess the technology to heal his face. Yeah. Okay, so he's in the redwood as he takes off his mask, and with his contacts, he switches to thermal vision because it is nighttime now. As he switches to thermal vision, he sees a red light. And he thinks, and immediately he throws on his mask, and with his eye, he teleports to behind a nearby tree. And the thoughts going through his head are, I'm not picking up anything on my sensor, on my ice, with my ice. He must be cold-blooded. Wait, no, my thermal vision caught him. How? I can sense nearly any target with my eyes. He must be using some sort of dampener for his presence. He was a sniper. Yeah. So, Deku pretty much, with his thermal vision attack, checks the area and switches to night vision and then LED. When he sees LED, he finds a trail leading up to the tree. He goes and checks it and he finds a liquid, straight blue, similar to neon blue. Now, this is the enemy's blood. Now, seeing this, he knows that it's wounded. So, he teleports up a branch above where it is, and he peeks down. As he does, a shot goes past his head. Yeah, shot goes past his head, and he ducks behind the tree. As he's doing this, he's thinking, alright. He's armed. He's wounded. So, Deku uses fists and throws it backwards, hitting the tree. As he does this, ice goes straight through the tree, down, and then freezes him from the back. As that happened, he goes down. Deku sees that he's on the brink of death, with a shot wound around where the liver would be on a human. One second. Sorry if y'all are picking up background noise. Now, he sees this and checks the wound while he's frozen. Now, the wound is what appears to be after seeing the wound, Deku checks where the trail came from, and as he does, he finds 5 Yaojin hunters dead, and he thinks this must have been a very high-profile target, or there's more here. Now, Deku, seeing that this technically is his target, is intrigued. So, he slits the throat of the frozen man, killing him and technically saving some time. And after that, he takes a blood sample for a DNA test to prove the death. He also takes a picture. Then Deku searches the rest of the planet or the surrounding area, and one by one he hunts down. So he collects the blood samples of the 5 people that were helping the wanted man, and he also takes pictures for the bounties. Okay, so after collecting the blood samples and what's the name? After collecting the blood samples and the photographs, he calls down the ship. She brings down the ship, and they head back into orbit. In about 3 weeks, about 2.5 weeks, they arrive back at the southern. No, there wouldn't be a sense of northwest, east, south in space of the. Let's just say quadrant 2030. Let's just say it's a quadrant in the Milky Way. They had to go back. Let's say it was a quadrant in the Milky Way that hosted the bounty collection system for Yarjin. He arrives there and he cashes in the bounty for saying that the American dollars to Yadrin currency is equal. Let's say it was a $10,000 bounty. Alright. Yeah, let's say it was a $10,000 bounty. So, what time are we at? Alright, I'll go at 25 to 30 minutes. And then I gotta cut it. So, Deku does this for a year. Let's say he's done this for a year. I believe I made the contract with the Yajin for 2 years. Yeah, Deku done this for a year. And over that year, he's gotten fairly acquainted with Yanahu. Now, during all this, he's gotten multiple scars from xenomorphs, from unnamed bounties, and he's racked up a fortune's worth of let's just call it credits because that's what Star Wars used in its space. Let's use you racked up a fortune's worth of credits, and based on all this, shit. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Blanking here. Okay. Yeah, so he's measured maybe let's say he hit over 1 billion credits recently. And now he's on a job. Let's say they're ranked, and let's say he's on an A rank job. Now, he's hunting, let's say he's hunting what's classified as a sorcerer. Someone who's adapted spiritual arts. Now, on the hunt, he's actually with his betrothed, who they will be being married in exactly 3 months. So, they're on this bounty, and this is Deku's second to last bounty. He has one more to do after this, and then he'll be going into short and temporary retirement for his wedding. Now, this target's been tricky. They're a master at their craft, and so far, they have been untouchable. But Deku has him cornered. So, his betrothed is busy taking care of some small-time enemies he's been working with and isn't around at the moment. And Deku's beating the fuck out of him with his bare hands. And something strange happens. Deku punches one of this guy's amulet, and the guy gets pissed after it shatters. A black portal opens up, and right as his betrothed is coming on the corner, Deku's sucked in, and it closes. Now, the guy is now dead on the floor, having all of his spiritual power gone. But Deku is in an alleyway. Now this alleyway is full of trash, and it has a couple of random hobos laying in it. But as Deku wakes up, it's nighttime, and he's seeing a bunch of lights. As he looks around, he sees the hobo, some girls, and he walks out of the alleyway to see a city like the ones he used to know. A beautiful, bright place. As he turns off he switches to He switches through the modes on his contact lenses and he sees the massive amount of heat signature. As he finally gets to his regular vision, he sees the words. No, let's say he sees the words All Might in front of his statue in bright yellow neon lights. And a tear shuts down his eye as he says, I'm home. And that's where we're gonna end it off. Bit of a cliffhanger, I know, but it's gonna make for a good start next episode. Anyway, thank you, demons, for 455 subscribers. I'm gonna go pull up the new subscriber of the day or a week. I don't fucking know. Thank you, Prince. You are the latest subscriber on my notifications. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. And shout out to you, man, my guy. Y'all gonna think I'm weird if I don't show you what this video was. There's nothing fucking furry about it. There's nothing gay about it either. I want to know what they look like if they were humans. Leave me alone. I knew some of y'all were thinking it. I'm gonna watch that later. But yeah, thank y'all for being here. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll try to make my uploads more frequent. I've just been busy. I'm not gonna be able to upload next weekend. I'm going somewhere. Yeah. But thank y'all for being here. I'll be uploading this tomorrow. Well, for y'all, it'll be whenever I upload this. But for me, it'll be the 22nd. Thanks, demons, for coming. The wielding demons here. Y'all the Legion. And I'm out. Love all y'all for it. Like for the subs. Comment what y'all want me to post next. I'm trying to get out Nagisa. It's been really hectic with that because I watch it and it's really hard to find good plot points. Because Nagisa isn't really a central character. It's more around the entire class. So I try to make him spotlight a lot. But I feel like it deters the plot some. Anyway, thanks for being here. Goodbye.